object, if it's technological, it would maneuver, or it would release some mini probes, and or it will broadcast some signal, or it will have some artificial lights coming off it, not just reflection of sunlight.
But then, everything changed. One quiet morning, around 2 a.m. UTC, a keen amateur astronomer, Leslie Peltier, was tracking Atlas from Chile, his screen hooked up to all the fancy NASA data. And what he saw, well, it made his blood run cold. Around that emerald streak of 3I Atlas, 9 smaller points of light appeared. Dim, yes, but distinct. And here's the kicker. They were moving in perfect synchronized lockstep with the main body, like fireflies around a lantern, he said. It started with a wanderer, folks, an interstellar object we called 3I Atlas. Not from our neighborhood, mind you, but a visitor from deep space, blazing across our skies with a strange, eerie green tail, a glow born of carbon monoxide and nickel. Our scientists, bless their curious hearts, measured its power, a staggering 10 gigawatts, just from its thermal profile and that peculiar tail. It was a puzzle, a comet behaving unlike any comet we'd known. All right, gather round, folks. Pull your chairs closer to the fire. Let the shadows dance and the embers glow, 'cause I've got a tale for you tonight. One that's been whispering through the telescopes and humming in the silent void of space. A story of things that defy our understanding. Things that make you wonder if the ancient prophecies weren't just stories after all. At first, the bigwigs dismissed it. Cosmic rays, noise, they called it. But in the next 48 hours, the giants of the sky, the James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble, the Very Large Telescope, the Keck Observatory, all confirmed it. These instruments, designed to see the faintest whisper of distant galaxies, they don't hallucinate. And what they saw was terrifying in its uniformity. All 9 objects shared the exact same speed, the same trajectory, and the same strange green-tinted tail as 3I Atlas, confirming beyond a shadow of a doubt they were not from our solar system. One object became 10. And here's the most unsettling part. It's on a trajectory that sees an object like it visit every 2,200 years. And it's going to reach perihelion, its closest point to the Sun, in the same week as 3I Atlas this October. An interstellar traffic jam right around our Sun. And those 2,200-year cycles, they echo through history, folks. Chinese imperial archives mention a heavenly dragon in 200 BCE. Babylonian tablets describe a splitting star, heralding great upheavals. Medieval European chronicles around the year 1000 record a green visitor with a tail like a banner. If that cycle holds, we are due again now. And the power, folks, the sheer impossible power. Spectroscopy revealed these 9 companions carried the same metal-rich signature, nickel, cobalt, high-temperature alloys, just like Atlas. But get this, each of these smaller objects, only about a tenth the size of 3I Atlas, seem to be powered by a nuclear core twice as mighty, pumping out 20 gigawatts each. Our physicists with their supercomputers at Caltech and MIT tried to model it. The machines crashed repeatedly. They couldn't make the equations converge. You simply cannot fit that kind of fuel or containment field into an object no bigger than a city block, without technology far, far beyond anything on Earth. Some whispered of exotic fission-fusion hybrids, antimatter, dark matter. All agreed this isn't standard cosmic chemistry. This is something else entirely. And the appearance? Not a gradual separation, not an explosion. These 9 companions, according to Avi Loeb's team at Harvard, simply blinked into existence in 0.1 milliseconds. 30,000 times faster than an eye blink. 100 times faster than a camera flash. They just appeared.
October looms, folks. 2 interstellar objects, one with 9 mysterious physics-defying companions barreling through our inner solar system. Ordinary people are looking up at those green streaks before dawn, feeling both awe and dread. This isn't some blurry UFO video. It's in the databases, the telescopes, the peer-reviewed journals. It's real. It's coming. And no one knows what it means. So what do our governments say? Silence. NASA, ESA, the White House, monitoring the situation. No evidence of threat. But leaked memos, whispers from inside the Pentagon and European Space Command tell a different story. Emergency briefings, contingency plans, repurposed rockets dusting off asteroid deflection blueprints. Even private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are being tapped for rapid launch platforms. Avi Loeb himself is calling for a global task force, openly suggesting nuclear readiness, not to attack, but to signal capability, to show we are not passive. Now I ask you, my friends, doesn't it just prickle the hairs on the back of your neck? Doesn't it stir something deep inside you? Something ancient, something forgotten? We speak of patterns, of signs, of divine witnesses. The Bible itself, from Genesis to Revelation, is filled with accounts of the heavens declaring the glory of God, of celestial phenomena as heralds of profound change, of signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Are these not signs? A wanderer, three-eye Atlas, whose very nature is alien, then suddenly attended by 9 impossibly powerful companions that blink into existence. 9, a number of divine completeness in Scripture, like celestial escorts, witnesses to something monumental. And then SWAN RO2, a return visitor on a 2,200-year cycle, echoing historical accounts that align with ancient prophecies of dragons and splitting stars and upheavals. Think of the signs in the heavens, spoken of in Joel, in Matthew 24, and Luke 21. And there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them from fear and the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Are these not the witnesses from beyond? Not just physical objects, but instruments of a higher design, sent to announce a turning point. Their very presence, their inexplicable power, their instantaneous materialization, these aren't natural phenomena as we understand them. They're a revelation in themselves, an undeniable display of power and technology that screams of intelligence beyond our own.
Do you see the pattern? A dragon, a splitting star, a green visitor. Millennia apart, but the description is the same. And the cycle is now due. We are the next chapter. And don't you dare tell me this isn't biblical. The scriptures from Genesis to Revelation are filled with warnings. They tell us to watch the heavens. Luke 21 says, "And there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth distress of nations with perplexity." Is this not a sign? A wanderer attended by 9 companions? 9, a number of divine finality, arriving at the same time as a cyclical dragon of prophecy? Are these not the powers of the heavens being shaken? But behind the curtain, the world's holding its breath and grabbing its weapons. Leaked briefing coming out from the Pentagon and European Space Command about emergency late-night briefings. Memos detailing contingency plans for everything from planetary defense to direct interception. We have China right now reportedly repurposing its most powerful rocket, the Long March 9, into a high-velocity interceptor. The European Space Agency's frantically pulling dusty blueprints from its old Don Quixote asteroid killer mission. Privateers like SpaceX and Blue Origin have been tapped, put on standby. They refuse to release the raw data from the James Webb Telescope, hiding behind data verification. I ask you,
What did that telescope see that they're so desperate to keep from us? While they hide, scientists like Avi Loeb are shouting from the rooftops, petitioning the UN, calling for a global task force. He's gone so far as to suggest putting the world's nuclear powers on a coordinated alert. Not to fire, but to signal. To send a message into the void that says, we see you. We are not a passive, primitive world. Because while our eyes were glued to Atlas, something else was approaching from the opposite side of the sun. A behemoth. They're calling it SWAN R2, and it makes our first visitor look like a candle next to a bonfire. It is 100 times more massive, 100 times more luminous. Its tail isn't just a streak, it's a celestial banner unfurling across 2.5 degrees of the sky, a spectacle larger than any comet in recorded history. And here is the part that feels like destiny. It will reach its closest point to the sun in the very same week as Atlas this October. They're not just passing by, they're meeting. A scheduled interstellar rendezvous right in our front yard. Suddenly, the old texts don't sound like myths anymore. You go back to 200 BCE and you find the Imperial Chinese archives, meticulous records, describing a heavenly dragon gracing their skies, a sign of immense change, of dynasties rising and falling. You dig deeper into the clay tablets of Babylon, and they speak of a splitting star that heralded great upheaval. Fast forward to medieval Europe around the year 1000, and monks were writing in terror and awe of a green visitor with a tail like a banner. Do you see the pattern? A dragon, a splitting star, a green visitor. Millennia apart, but the description is the same. And the cycle is now due. We are the next chapter.
Let's be clear about what we know. 2 visitors from interstellar space are on a collision course with our inner solar system. One is flanked by 9 mysterious companions that defy our known laws of physics, pulsing with an energy we cannot explain. Their behavior is unlike anything we have ever witnessed, and the window to prepare, to understand, is closing faster every single day. As one of the leading astronomers on this mystery recently said, the universe has finally knocked on our door. The question is, are we going to answer it, or are we going to cower behind it and pretend no one is home? And that's the question I leave with you. What do you think is truly happening out there in the dark? Are we witnessing the prelude to a cosmic rescue, a territorial dispute between forces beyond our comprehension? Or is it something else entirely, something so alien we don't even have the words for it yet? I want to know what you think. Drop your theories, your ideas, your gut feelings in the comments below. Let's talk about this. And if you want to follow every new development of what could be the most important event in human history, don't forget to hit that like button, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. The mystery is just beginning.